I guess that's where we're at now.
What, 20?
Philly sports, love and pain. I'm Dave. That's Kenny.
I'm not as dead on the inside as one would think. I'm dead. Don't get me wrong, fucking dead. But I don't want to kill myself, so that's strides. That's stride to the positive.
I think I just did. I think I just like had like a bloodletting episode on Saturday night, and I think everything just drained out, and I didn't write back to any text messages. I went ghost. I went ghost mode, and I needed a night. I needed to sleep on it. I needed to sleep on it,
Well,
and I slept on it, and it fucking still sucked.
I,
I honestly didn't think it would suck as bad.
I'm good.
I'm good now. I'm good now. I'm good now. Sunday was Sunday more. I mean, Sunday was actually a pretty sweet day because we didn't have the Eagles on Sunday,
Yeah.
and Sunday was like a very nice day of recovery
Yeah, nothing going on.
in every way.
Where did they lose the World Series for you?
Oh, you motherfucker! You didn't tell me you were gonna come hard with that question right out of the gate.
What up?
Well, all right. Since you didn't tell me, why don't you go first and give me a second to think about it? Because I know there's a couple moments for me.
I think I have three, and you need to excuse me for I can't remember what game was what because it was emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, I'll try to help you with that.
Okay.
But go ahead.
The McCormick catch at the wall just really fucking sucked my dick.
Yeah, I was standing 20 feet away from it, so
That was tough. That was really tough because considering that ball hits, he was already halfway to second, maybe a little bit more. You're assuming that right field, which is fuckface Tucker,
that's
probably makes the right play there, right? Because I think he is a really good fielder.
yeah.
So
But
I think
that's a triple though.
yeah, so that's what I mean. Like it's a very close. It's at least a double, very close triple. Here or there, and then the next play, they get a hit, I think, and that would have been a run, and it's just really frustrating
Just a little
that
bit.
happened, and then there was another defensive. Oh, the fucking liner to first base. I mean, rip my fucking
Oh.
heart out. We knee the dude in the head, yeah, or whatever. The dude with his fluffy fucking Mario Kart hair comes fucking flying out. Looks like he saw the fucking stars, got hit with the blue shell. This fucking dude's done. And I'm thinking to myself, listen, Trey Mancini's he's a decent fucking player, right? Like, this isn't some guy that you're like, Trey Mancini, you really got to watch out for this fucking guy. The only reason he's even in the league so long is because he survived colon cancer.
So like
He's a feel-good
you're
story.
saying that's why he was able to come back.
Yeah, like, I feel like that he hitched the wagon because it's a feel-good story. It's like James Conner, Pitt kid, Steelers draft him. He's not that fucking good. He's never been that good. Back. Anyway, I digress.
You just hate running backs, I think.
Yeah, I do. so that Trey Mancini play just really, I think, is worse than the Chase McCormick because there was runners on. You're probably getting 2 runs there, and that's ripping down the line and probably ricocheting off the wall, right, going back into the field of play. That ball was smoked.
Yeah, that play, I think that the Schwarber play was actually worse.
Yeah, I
Like,
tend to agree with you.
Take because that ball was. Oh, I looked it up. I think it was like 109 off the bat or some shit.
Why was Trey Mancini?
He
and
was
this
standing on the bag, dude.
they're holding a runner, which means nothing to anyone in this whole entire fucking game. The Astros are up 2.
Unless they were playing the line, like people do that. Like people.
Yeah, but that's kind of weird, especially in like, listen. Kudos to the Astros; they were the better team. They, Dusty, as annoying as fucking COVID
And we
Dusty
knew they
is.
were. We knew they were the better team. Everyone
Exactly.
in the better team. Yes, of course they're the better team. Like we know that. Yes.
But Dusty has them playing well, and and then on the flip
say what
side,
you want about Dusty, dude. He's got
fucking
something.
annoying.
He's coming back too. I just saw it
I
today.
know, I saw that shit. But then on the flip side of that Trey Mancini bullshit, I have to watch the worst defensive first baseman to ever play the fucking game. It's worse than the Wade Boggs fucking era. I mean, this ball, I think a kid in a wheelchair makes this play. And I don't even fucking care if that's fucked up to say. The ball, that is a routine down the line scoop, throw to home, and call it a fucking out, right? And he
Yes,
just
because that dude went on contact, which is
exactly,
which is
and
insane.
they did a lot of that, which is again why they are the fucking Astros and why they're the World Series champions, because they are a good fucking ball club. Cheating aside, whatever, Mattress Mac aside, fucking Dusty's dirty fucking face aside, doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Rhys Hoskins has to make that fucking play. And the Phillies were able to score 2 more runs in that inning, or, within the game. Remember, everything's blending together, people, so bear with me. The Phillies would have tied that game if he just makes that routine play. And I know you can sit here and be like, well, if he gets that out, we don't know what the next batter is going to do. I don't fucking care. Let's get to that next batter and see what that next batter is going to do. That play for me lost them the World Series. I don't care. You can argue all you want. Those 3 things for me are the top things. They were never going to win Game 6 in Houston. It just there was no fucking way. You had to steal 2 in Philly. You got 1. You had to get 2. You had to.
Yeah. So there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, Rhys Hoskins, like without a question, cannot be their everyday first baseman next year. Like that can't happen. And
too many. He can't even scoop.
like,
and I know some of them. Like I think there was one play where, like, again, this is why I like being at home watching the games, because if I was in the stadium and I saw that short hop from Sosa, I would have been like, fucking Reed. You know what I mean? But like watching it back a couple times, it was the Sosa to Rhys Hoskins.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
That's an impossible pick. So like you can understand that, but he struggles with just the fundamental side of baseball. And I mean, honestly, aren't those the 2? This is fucked up. I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't those the 2 easiest positions to play, first base and right field? Isn't like your worst defensive abilities supposed to be in those 2 positions?
In general, first base is different because it's more technical, like with the bag and shit. But
okay, maybe. So it's right field, first base, right, and then everything else kind of.
Like, I don't care about that, dude, because this is the fucking Major League Baseball.
Yeah, true.
Like you're talking about, in Little League, the kid that plays first is either fat or not that good, and right field, the kid that plays right field is the kid that like rotation kid. It's like, kid doesn't really want to be there. Mom's making him play, and that's why he's in right field.
Yeah.
Like that's how it is when you're a kid. But when you're in Major League Baseball, you need to all be good at fielding, and you need to all be good at fundamentals. That's literally why you're supposed to be there. So I think the problem with Rhys is the reason why he's there is because he can hit a little bit. And
not when the bases are loaded with 2 outs and you need a fucking run. He can't fucking hit then. I told you, and you fucking mocked me. And I told you that most of his fucking damage is meaningless. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Padres series. That was epic fucking home run hitting. I understand that. That was the biggest stake, the biggest time to fucking hit a home run, yada, yada, yada. But, of course, he's fucking padding his stats in a 7-0 victory in Game 3.
Yeah.
I can't with this fucking guy. And I think you're right. Like, if I didn't have to watch him on the field, I would fucking consider a DH situation, and that's fine.
Right. So I really think, let's just wrap up Rhys real fast, because I really think
wrap up Rhys.
I really think with Rhys, it comes down to what they do with everything else. So they declined the option on Gene Segura,
which
that doesn't even mean that he's gone. That just
does
means
that
they're not
surprise
picking
you
up
though?
That option. No, it was way overpriced.
Overpriced, and listen, he's good. I think he's a very good fucking player, right? And I think he is a good mojo piece, but you can replace Gene Segura, I think, very easily.
Yeah, like everybody loves Gene. I hope he stays, and I hope they get a good deal. And if they get a good deal, he's a pretty good fielder. I mean, he looked amazing sometimes in the playoffs, and he's a good contact guy. He has good at bats. I have no problem with him staying, But for 15, 17 million a year, I think that's a little overpaid.
And
So
apparently Eflin thinks 15 million is not enough.
so yeah, with Eflin, I think that he either doesn't want to be a starter. I'm sorry, it doesn't want to be in the bullpen, um, or thinks he's worth more than a 1 year deal. So if he rolls his dice and says I'm going to be a free agent, and then knows he still wants to be with Philly and works something out to be in the bullpen for a longer time, maybe that's what it's about. All these guys, and that's something that no one's thinking about. I'm not even seeing it on Twitter much. All these guys that are now free agents, or that they're not exercising their options and blah blah blah. It doesn't mean that they're all leaving. So let's just everybody like understand that real fast, because I've seen like a lot of people on Twitter are like having funerals for fucking Gene Segura.
Here's the thing:
we don't really know that he's gone. So everybody, calm down.
Listen, as a fan base, we're not used to this. World Series over, we're in the World Series, and then immediately fucking it's free agency, right? Like, we're used to like looking at shit for fucking months and then being like, oh no, there's no fucking it's gonna decline, and then he's gonna re-sign. Like, we're not used to this like jumping the fuck in and being like, oh my god. I had no idea, Dave. I honestly, I saw the Rizzo thing and I was like, what fucking month am I in? You know what I mean? Like, I was I was blown away. And I tweeted the other day that I would love to have Rizzo over Reese, and I'm probably wrong. Some guy, we went back and forth, not in like a negative way, but he's right. Like, at least if you have Reese, you have a younger guy, right? And Rizzo's older, same exact player pretty much, just a little better defense on Rizzo's side, but who cares at that point?
Yeah, I mean I think Rizzo's like 33 or something like that. That's
Yeah, I think it's 32, 33, and Reese is 30, I think.
Right, he'll be 30. Yeah, and I remember them talking about that in the playoffs. So, that might be too old. But that's the other problem right now. There's not a lot of stuff out there for a first baseman, and Hall apparently just can't hit a lefty. So
he's got the old Ryan Howard-itis.
I don't know if he's gonna ever pan out up here, because he needs to learn how to hit a lefty, and so he can't be your everyday guy.
But they can absolutely work on that. Look what they did with Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, you're right. They can. But
by the way, fucking pitch hit for Brandon Marsh. I'm sorry.
In what?
The bottom of the ninth.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's dead. Like, I guess no one in the MLB got the memo that you can use pinch runners and shit again. Like, I guess that's a forgotten fucking situation.
Well, everybody gets scared of doing it in the playoffs, especially I don't know. There's a lot of defensive shit, and all that.
And and listen, like, is Brandon Marsh a slow runner? Probably not. I mean, I don't know what you're gaining there, but what you could have did was brought a bat in, anything. Try to fucking shake it up.
Yeah, I think you're looking for a bat, but I don't really know if you have a better bat. That's the other problem. Their bench was thin. As far as
Hall wasn't even on the roster, right?
I don't think he was on the World Series roster.
Garrett Stubb, he's had major hits. I mean, that's a crazy move, right? Like, and I honestly would probably be like, why the fuck is he going to Garrett Stubbs unless he hit a fucking, single or a home run?
Yeah,
so
there was no winning there, I don't think.
No,
Marsh is fast, but
yeah, but it's the same thing with Wheeler, right? Everyone's like, you should have left him the fucking who? What are you talking about?
I know, and I can see why someone would say it, and actually in our group chat, Joe said it.
He pished.
And Joe was like, "What is this shit? He should be staying in. This is fucking bullshit." And I was like, "All right, I hear that. Like, I feel I get it. Like, he's only thrown 70 pitches. Like, our hearts tell us this dude needs to stay in for another 20, 30 pitches." But that's just not the fucking way it is anymore. It's not. And it's not what he's done every single game. He's gone to his bullpen, he's trusted his guys, he's trusted his matchups, and it has worked out until that moment. And
Joe's right.
Moment, it's the biggest moment of the postseason.
It was an inevitable. That's
the other thing Joe said. Yeah, he was like, "Dude, this was inevitable. We can't You go to the well, go to the well, go to the well. Eventually, there's going to be something in there
The
to bite.
bullpen's not going to go 12 games. They went 11 games. They're not going 12 games perfect. Like, it's just, it's the reality. And at the end of the day, like, shit that pissed me off, Jose Altuve, fucking Hector Neris, like, fuck you, buddy, you fat fucking pig.
All right, listen. Let's do this because we could probably spend the next 45 minutes and just talk shit on every Houston Astro player because they're all hateable. I don't know how anyone likes that team.
I like Bregman. I'll be honest.
Okay,
I like Bregman.
So this is what I wanted to say. Who is your least hated guy on
Bregman.
on the?
It's
Astros?
not even close. Just
it's
a fucking
not close. Me too. It's Bregman all day, every day.
Solid third baseman, solid hitter, solid home run guy, RBI guy, clutch hitter. Bregman is a guy. I don't care about his past. That's the guy I want. I want him, and I want bomb, boom, boom, bomb, bomb, boom, boom, bomb, bomb, boom. I want him on first.
All right, so you're jumping around. Damn it! That's what I said earlier. I said, all right.
Listen, bitch. What do you want from me? Because there's listen, anyone that's listening to this right now, you're not going to get much Eagles talk because Dave was at the game and I was with my brother, who's a fucking lunatic. I'll never watch another game with my brother. He's insane.
No. All right. It's Bregman. It's not close. He's the most likable dude on that roster. Will he be amazing in Philly? Yes. Will he ever be in Philly? No, he will not.
No. He's an Astro lifer.
The most hateable
Pena. Fuck him and his stupid little fucking this thing.
It's close for me. It's either Pena or it's Altuve. Altuve is just hate. I just hate Altuve, man.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's because he's got that jerk off fucking when he was wearing his jersey and he's like, "Oh no, Papi, don't touch me." That fucking shit pisses me off. And then I gotta watch him like a little brother run around the field every time there's a home run. And then
I wonder who the most hated is on the Phillies.
It's gotta be Harper, just because people don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Or was it Schwarber because every time he came up, he just fucking crunched the ball out of the fucking stadium.
He's always looking like disappointed in the pitcher when he's in the up.
I love that. And honestly, like you can talk all the shit you want on the umps. I don't think they did a poor job. They were consistently bad or consistently good. It wasn't one way or the other.
That's fair. That's fair. Consistent. Really, all you want is consistency. If you know, he's going to call a strike that's on the ground, then you know. But it's when you randomly call that strike that it fucks you up, right? So
and there's always, I mean, you guys know this shit. Like, there's always going to be a pitch where you're like, oh, like that one to the Astros, dude, where that was fucking. I mean, that is a strike. Even fucking Ray Charles would call that a strike. That shit was right down the fucking middle, up, or maybe a little bit to the left.
Dude, Schwarber was walking to the dugout.
Yeah,
he was walking across the home plate, and he called it a ball. And Schwarber was like, "Oh fuck."
What does the ump think in that moment? Like, oh, I missed it.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. The catcher was probably like, you fucked that up. And then he was probably like, yep.
And Smoltz was like, this pitch, if this pitch is close, it's a fucking strike. You know what I mean? And like,
oh yeah.
And dude, listen, I think Smoltz is very, I think he's good. Do I think that he had so much Astro penis in his mouth that cum was coming out of his ears, nose, and eyes? Yes. He gives you a good pitching breakdown. I think he's a good announcer, but Jesus Christ, can you give us one game where you give a shit about us? Seriously.
No, he did, but he was front running.
Terribly.
Which like as an announcer, is that really a bad thing? I don't think it is. Because look, man, if the Phillies went 4-1 or 4-2 in that series, and all they're doing is sucking off Bryce Harper and Ranger Suarez the whole fucking time, what are we gonna be thinking? We're not gonna be like, man, they really were unbiased. In that World Series. I just think that they're front running and they're calling. Like they feel like America, like just wants to hear them talk about the winner. I think because I don't think they really care about like the fan bases at that moment. I think that
it's generally the 50 states, not the 2 cities.
Yeah, and they just want to make everybody. It's like watching the Olympics. They want to make everybody feel good about something, and that's that. Don't go down the Olympics because I know you hate it, but just stay on topic.
Did you say Olympics? Here we go. Fucking hate the
Yeah, we
Olympics.
could.
Bob Costas, pink eye. All right, I'm done. Fucking stupid.
Um, no, but so wrapping all the way back to Reese Hoskins depends on what they do. If they figure out a way to get Trey Turner or
I'll
fucking
come.
Dansby Swanson or some fucking crazy like shit out there for a shortstop, that's obviously going to shake things up. That means that they don't need Segura. Why? Because Stott's going to play second. Then you have Bohm to play first, and then you go get a third baseman. Bohm is a decent fielder. I think that we can all agree.
I would almost tinge that up over decent. I honestly would.
Okay, so he's average.
What's above average?
I don't think he is. I don't think he's above average. He's okay. If you put average and above average next to each other, and like you start stepping over the crack, that's where he's at.
He's like C plus teetering a B minus. He got a 79 on his test.
Exactly. 79.9.
Yeah, I like that.
And that's where he's at.
And I think he'll grow, but I agree. Like he could be really clutch at first. Although he's not fat enough. I need a fat first baseman.
Now he's got like fucking 8-pack and shit.
Yeah.
I only know that because they kept taking their fucking shirts off all the time.
I don't blame him. If I looked like that, I would too.
Don't think you get tired of it?
No, absolutely not, dude. The fuck? Jesus Christ. What do you mean? I'd be shirtless everywhere. I'd be on the subway shirtless. I'd be driving to work shirtless. I'd be sitting at my desk shirtless. I'd be eating pizza shirtless. I'd be shirtless all the time.
Oh. I don't even know what to say. I wouldn't, I don't think.
Too late, I got these double D's hanging around.
Oh, I shouldn't have tried to drink water. Wow. So yeah, it depends where they go with free agents. Like, what are they gonna get? I don't know. If they land one of those dudes, they play fucking Russian roulette with their fucking offense, literally. And maybe Reese is your DH. Here's something else we're not even talking about yet. Bryce Harper. My man has a torn UCL.
Yeah, isn't that like a big time surgery?
Yes. And if he has that surgery, he's not here for like, I don't know, 6 months, maybe even more. I don't see, when you're throwing, it's different. When you hit, it's different. So like he might be able to hit 3 months after the surgery. I don't know if I'm not, obviously not a fucking ligament doctor, but, and you know what else is fucking weird though? You're not hearing anybody talk about this. I don't know why. I don't know why no one's talking about it. Everybody forgot that Bryce Harper is fucking hurt.
You wouldn't think he was hurt with the postseason he put up.
I know he's lights out, it doesn't matter that he has his fucking torn UCL, but it does if we ever want to see him in right field again.
Are you done with Hoskins?
Yeah, I think so. So wait, you mean like being on the team?
No, like can I give you a hot take?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm team Nick Castellanos. I don't care what anyone fucking wants to say. I know he struggled all year at the bat, but he's just a Philly guy, man. And I hope, next year if he has a similar season, I'm gonna probably be pretty pissed off. But like you give him the 1 year grace, and I saw a player that cares, and that's bigger than most of the shit that you can ask for. And like, dude, giving it all,
He cares. I mean, I think he's just as close as a Philly guy than any of the other ones on the team. I mean, Bryce wants to be in Philly. Like Bryce was emotional just talking about having the chance to be in Philly and play in Philly and how it means a lot to him. Bryce ain't going anywhere. So, you have Nick Castellanos, who just basically had one of the lowest years of his career, and you think that that's just gonna like stay that way? No, that means that you don't like watch baseball because
yeah, he's gonna figure it out.
Guys like him don't just lose it. Like that's not very normal.
And hopefully we're correct when we say that.
Listen, I could be totally wrong, but the dude hit 309.
Laws of averages suggest that he should be able to figure it out.
He should be at least 20 points higher on his batting average, and he should hit 20 homers at minimum, maybe
A
25.
minimum. I agree with you.
Probably 25, honestly.
And he got robbed over and over and over again in Game 6. I mean, he was making solid contact, just tough series, tough playoffs for him, tough season for him, honestly. But like when you guys are often quickly forgetting, like if he doesn't make that catch, Phillies lose Game 1, and this shit's over in Philly.
I mean, dude, he if he doesn't make the other catch, they lost the other series. Like, I mean, he made unbelievable plays for this team. So I just don't. I think everybody has a problem with striking out, and I think the sooner that everyone understands that, the legendary baseball players get a hit, 3 out of 10. Like,
Tony Gwynn's not walking through the door.
you just have to understand like that. A guy going 1 for 4 with a strikeout is not a terrible night. That's actually not bad. And the other thing you got to understand too, and I'm not even talking about the postseason right now. I'm mostly just talking about in general. When you have a 162 game season, you're gonna go 20, 30 at bats where you look like a piece of shit, and you're gonna go 20 or 30 at bats where you look like fucking the Babe fucking Ruth. You just gotta realize like that all this stuff averages out. So just give these dudes like a chance. Like if you don't realize by now that these dudes care and want to be here and want to win, I don't know what to tell you.
It's loser energy.
It is loser energy, and we don't need that shit.
And I'll be honest with you, I was Sixers blinded. I'm out.
Did you just change topics?
No, not at all. I'm gonna tie it in here in a second. I think my whole thing with baseball and what I really missed about it, and we've talked about this, probably on the podcast as well. 11 years is a long time not to experience something, right? I mean, that's my whole 20s. You know what I mean?
It's a long time.
So if you think about that, so baseball didn't matter because it was it wasn't here, it wasn't relevant, it wasn't in front of us, right? I would take Phillies over every playoff, football included.
It's just different.
It's electric. It's fucking. I'll tell you what. I couldn't take another fucking second of it. I couldn't. I was glad it was going to be over.
And it's interesting. It's interesting because I feel like because the Eagles are so strong of a franchise and have such a strong history,
we take it for granted.
That we take it for granted, and it spoils us too, because especially of late. I mean, and most people, even up to my age, don't remember how horrifically bad this team was back in the 90s. Like,
was that when did Jeff buy it? 99?
Horrific. I don't know. You'd have to look that up.
I'll look it up.
I don't remember the year. But having the chance to resurrect your baseball team, and not even the team, but the namesake and its place in the city.
95.
95. So and just caring about the sport of baseball, having that chance should mean a lot to you as a person from Philadelphia, because
it does.
Because that's what the Eagles gave you. That's what the Eagles brought you. That's what the Phillies are trying to bring to you right now. Like, it's happening right now. John Middleton. It's the first time in like forever that we have a solo owner of the Phillies. The squeaky toy is fucking hilarious. Oh man. No, but right in the just like I'm just telling you, like, I gotta let it breathe.
I mean, but This podcast is sponsored by Chewy. Here's a short message from Chewy. Buy
Oh
your
my
shit
God.
online, bitches.
Oh man. Um.
Who do you think it is? If you had to take a guess.
I would guess Rado.
Yeah. Trailer trash dog.
Just listen, man. People of Philadelphia, give the Phillies your attention because they did everything that they could to earn it. So just give
I'm
them
a,
some
I,
attention.
okay. Hold on.
That's gotta go. It's gotta go. It's gotta go.
I'm all in. Mr. Moose Cakes here is the
There,
issue.
there he is. I see him.
Um, I'm all in on the Phillies. Hopefully, they don't do what they did again, right? Like they don't go another 10-year hibernation. If they were a bear,
No,
they'd be dead.
no, no. They missed the picnic basket.
Yeah, that's for damn fucking sure.
No, to be honest, they need to make the playoffs next year.
They do.
Yeah.
They can't do this every other bullshit. Like they have to ride the momentum, and and literally they need to make the. This is an insane statement, and I'm gonna say it. I hope you know this. I'm gonna say this. They need to make the playoffs for the rest of the Harper contract every year. Have to get in. They don't have to go to the World Series. They don't have to do anything more than just even getting the wild card berth, right? They got to get in. Have to.
I agree. They have to be a perennial playoff team. That has to happen.
Because listen, the Sixers ain't it, man. Until they get rid of Glenn, that team is unwatchable. I tried to watch it a little bit, and I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even keep my focus.
So what is it? What do you think it is that has put you here?
I think it's Glenn.
Just the fact that he's here?
I just
Because
think he's a terrible
they're not that
coach.
bad. You're just
He's a-
tired of it?
Yeah, like it's just the same shit, and like everyone wants to, especially him. Like, I'm still not over his comments where he's like about how like they need to respect him, and his name is Doc, and Doc needs to be in the same breath as like Popovich. Where show me that, please. I would love to see that fucking thing. Listen, you got lucky in Boston because the ownership and GM made a colossal move to get KG and Ray Allen, and they pieced it all together with Paul, and you got lucky, okay? And then you go to fucking, I think, what was he? Orlando, Boston, LA, and then Sixers, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He did nothing at any of these other places. Like, ooh, kudos. You have a talented roster that should make the playoffs. Kudos. Win me a championship.
It's so I know. I don't have any argument for it, really. I mean, I feel like what's happening with him is it's almost like what you just said. That's what they expected. There's what they wanted to have happen. We want to build this ridiculously good roster. We just need someone who's done it before. He has experience and he just rides it to the sunset. Like that's what I think was the plan. It almost feels like that was it.
It's not working.
It's not working.
And
it's
honestly,
really not working
like
now.
the Ben Simmons thing is probably a factor in all this still. Like, dude's super annoying, and I'm glad he's not doing well in New York, but that plays into it. And I told you when the Sixers signed PJ Tucker, I said, yuck. Yuck.
Yeah, but PJ Tucker's not the reason that this team's failing.
No,
right
of course not. But it's just another thing where they're like, oh, we just need a head coach to lead us to the championship. We have the pieces. Oh, we just need a veteran who's gritty. You know what I mean? Who's tough, who represents Philadelphia. That's what we need. And it's like, all right, cool, but he's also fucking 40. I mean, you're 40. You're not moving as well as you once were.
He's 37.
Okay, same church, different fucking pew. Over the hill, Jason.
I don't know. I don't really know what to say. They're mediocre.
I got one more thing for you.
They're mediocre at best right now.
I got one more thing for you.
You gonna fart in the mic? Oh, that would have been a perfect opportunity. You just
I got one brewing. I already pooped.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Jimmy Butler collapse?
Woo!
And I think that is honestly a good example of like why it's so frustrating with the Sixers. Like they decided that they wanted to keep Brett Brown over Ben Simmons over Butler, right? Is that what the actual report is?
I think it was.
What are we doing? Why is Brett Brown in the same breath as any fucking player?
I don't know.
I would have kept PJ Tucker over Brett Brown.
There. I don't. I have no idea. I have no idea why
So
you would ever do that.
you could argue that the Ben Simmons thing to Jimmy Butler, but like, bro, show me Ben Simmons jump shot ever.
The Ben Simmons, you had to take him.
No, I agree. I don't think that the Ben Simmons career in Philadelphia is a total fucking bust or a sham. Like, he had good years. But when you have Jimmy Butler come in, and now we're into year 3 or 4 of Ben Simmons, and guess what, guys? He's still not shooting. Can we all sit in a room, Elton Brand, Daryl, and ownership, Josh Harris, can we go, maybe he doesn't have it? Could someone make that decision?
Before
For Jimmy
it's too late,
Butler,
which is what happened.
and it didn't happen. And ever since then, and then you have the Ben Simmons saga, and then now you got Glenn just fucking slumping around in his fucking old man Dr. Scholl's shoes. I'm done. Energy loss on the Sixers. I apologize for going off topic, but I just really frustrated by them.
That's just the vibe that they have right now. Like they have like a dirge vibe.
Just
Embiid missed a couple games, and like
here we are again.
You want it to be, Harden, Maxey, Embiid, all full throttle, and like you want to see that but I think we will see that, but I don't think it's gonna happen until like spring.
Which is just so annoying. It's the same shit. So.
But you know what, man? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter because they'll be there, they'll hang, they'll get their shit in gear, and honestly, by the 20th game, if they're not in like second place in a division by then, they need to fucking move on.
I agree,
and that's truth right there.
I'm ready now.
I think it's too
for the
early.
Phillies.
I think it's too early right now just because of the injuries and stuff. Like I don't think you can do it. You got to wait till Harden comes back and then give them till Christmas, and if they fucking still suck, you're gone, bro. And is Christmas too late? I don't know.
I don't even my brain hurts even talking about them this long, and this is my fault.
You did it. It is your fault.
So I don't know. It's a team to watch, and it's a team that probably needs to make a move here shortly, and hopefully they don't miss the boat on it. It's not too late, and it probably won't be too late because say the Sixers fire him come Christmas, and it might be too late. It probably isn't though, because they can get in and be the 6th, 7th, or 8th seed, and they can make noise in that position. So it doesn't really make a fucking difference. They just got to get the fuck in.
Right. And so they just can't be in fucking almost last place in the division.
It's like they're playing basketball right now with fuck you money. That's how I look at that shit. Like, people that have fuck you money that just buy whatever the fuck you want. You want this shoe? I just bought shoes yesterday. Fuck you money. They're just playing fuck you basketball because they know they're gonna get into the fucking playoffs, and then they're gonna do this shit, and then they're gonna get fucking bounced out of the playoffs by a triple fucking bounce in the goddamn fucking Canada. That's what's gonna happen. Fuck that team.
I hate Toronto.
So do I so much. Fuck Canada.
I like the city though.
It's all right. It's fucking. It's an insanely overpopulated metro place in fucking Canada. Can you even be metro? Everything's so fucking close together. And I was fucking Toronto. I'd go back though. Anyway,
I would too.
Phillies. JT Realmuto tired at the end. You could make that argument.
Are you sure?
Rob Thompson needs to maybe do a little bit better of adjusting of his playing time. But again, here we are. They're trying to make the fucking playoffs. Last team in the fucking playoffs. If they had that shit locked up for 2 weeks, they would have just played stubs for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think next year you see JT log as many innings as he did last year.
Assuming that they don't need to scratch and claw their way into the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, yeah. I think that you're right. I don't know if I could go as far as saying in the postseason that he was tired because, like, if you think about it, once Game 3 happened, and by the way, you know, our like the no hitter comes into town in Game 4, and then it's like,
Sucks you dry like a stripper at the Pleasure Dome.
and like the whole team was like fucking evaporated, right?
But that's fine. But they had every chance in the fucking book to win Game 5.
No. I know. I'm just saying that, but they didn't. They still didn't get like a crazy amount of hits, and they still all weren't like smashing homers. Like they didn't. They never resurrected what they had after game 4. So going all the way back to the beginning, I almost think that that when they lost the World Series was getting no hit in Game 4.
Oh my God! You full circled it 40 fucking minutes into the
How
into the
about that?
podcast.
How about that?
That's pretty good fucking podcasting, people.
Woo!
You know, you can hang Jordan in the rafters. You can hang fucking
Let's
Claude
go.
Giroux in the rafters. Hang Dave Fry in the rafters.
That's right. I just came all the way the fuck back on that.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. But yeah, you're not wrong. That no hitter was a deflating. And then like fucking Caputo's like, can't believe the Phillies just got no hit by a bullpen pitcher. I'm like, dude, what? Even
A
I.
bullpen pitcher.
Yeah, and like even I like listen. You've heard me on this podcast. Listen to any of the weeks that I've fucking bitched and moaned about the Phillies. I wanted the Brewers to put us out of our misery. Jake never lets me forget about it. But what I do know is that man is not a bullpen pitcher. That shit, the fucking velocity he was throwing at, the movement. He had like 4 pitches and I couldn't tell which one was what. Like that man was a straight fucking G. And I think Dusty outsmarted the Phillies. I just think he did. I think he was like, we know we have this guy in our back pocket, Javier. Let's put Lance McCullers in and see if he can get us a fucking win. That dude's out there looking like a fucking fat piece of salami. Can't get the fucking strike zone together. So
Dude,
I honestly think Dusty played the Phillies.
I think you're 100% right. I think that he knew that Javier was better than McCullers like the whole time. And when I saw that he had McCullers going in Game 3, I was like, what? They're giving up Game 3. Like, they're going to give up Game 3. It felt like that. That's how it felt because McCullers is not even on the same earth as Javier.
No, but remember, Javier is a fucking bullpen pitcher. Yuck.
Nope, not anymore, buddy.
That guy's nasty. And listen, they're just a better team. I mean, at the end of the day, the Phillies they were a starting pitcher away from really, really being dominant, and the bat's not to freeze up in 4, 5, and 6, right?
So literally, what happened to us? The reason why they lost the World Series was because of all of their little ticky-tack things that they always don't do well in the regular season.
Agreed.
They make weird errors in the field. They all of a sudden
Brandon
stop
Marsh.
hitting.
Brandon Marsh, who's a sure fucking Gold Glove center fielder, right?
Future.
Just fucking awful, just awful recall on that ball. And,
I don't know if he'll ever win a Gold Glove. It's hard, but
no, I hear you, but he's fucking good defensively. There's a
he's
reason.
Pretty good. He's pretty good.
So he misjudges that ball, and Jesus Christ, bro, like you missed it. Don't die for it. What are you doing? You got lucky he hit that.
I just.
But you're right,
100%. They had the random fielding errors. They all go cold at the plate as a team. For some reason it happened to them all fucking year. That happened.
And you mean when we got swept by the Cubs?
And then what else happened? They gave up the bullpen homer. It happens. It happens to them all the time this year. And here it is in the World Series. The 3-headed monster comes back to haunt them, and all 3 of them happen.
Yeah.
Because that's just what happened. But listen here. I heard something today on the radio that spun my fucking head off.
Spin it.
On the greatest show ever.
By the way, can you give me 20 seconds?
Yeah, go
Absolutely. Off. Fuck those guys. Tyrone is the dumbest front runner piece of shit I've ever. I would welcome Mike Missinelli back.
Open arms. It's not even
Open
close.
fucking arms. Tyrone is an arrogant, smug, Camden, New Jersey piece of fucking trash. Okay? That's what he fucking is. I'm sick of this fucking guy. All right?
He's very smug.
He's so smug. Like, bro, we get it. Like, oh, he tries to play the fucking race card. I've had a tougher life than you. I've fought from the bottom to get to the top. Like, bro, like, listen, man. Like, you live in Pennsauken, New Jersey. Can we not act like you've been fucking roaming the streets of Kensington? Fuck.
Well, even if he had been roaming the streets, I don't even care about that. His sports takes are fucking atrocious.
Terrible.
And like today, he said that the Phillies winning the NL pennant is not
Good enough.
it's not good enough. It's not an impressive accomplishment. He said that on the air. He literally
Why?
said that.
Well, what was his
Because he
actual
said-
reasoning?
Because they haven't made the playoffs in 11 years, and them just appearing in a World Series doesn't mean that I should give them credit for having an amazing accomplishment.
Oh my god.
And it doesn't mean that I'm back. It doesn't mean that I should just be back.
Yeah, you fucking should.
That's what he
Hey.
said. So I'm like,
Yeah.
so what he's saying is, if you don't make the playoffs for an extended period of time, you need to just suddenly win the world. You need to win the world championship in that sport, and then maybe I'll consider rooting for you again. That's the most asinine thing to say ever. Like, that's fucking insane.
You could put this Philly story in the Hall of Fame of shit that doesn't make any fucking sense, right? Doesn't make the playoffs for 11 years. There's no reason they should make the World Series. They should maybe win the wild card game and play the Braves and get fucking beat up by the Braves, right? And then you beat the Braves, and then now you're like, okay, they're in the championship. No fucking way, right? And then they fucking smack the Padres around, right? They are what we would call a few years away, right? And to make the move to get into the World Series and make noise and make it a competitive World Series, I don't think in any way, even the no-hit game, I know that, like, but they only gave up like 3 or 4 runs, right? Like, it wasn't like an 11-0 no-hit game. It was a competitive game. And to sit here and be like, oh, we give them no credit, like, fuck you. That is the worst mentality, bro.
It's weird, man. I heard him say that, and I was like, damn. So,
I mean,
like,
kudos to you for even listening anymore. I fucking don't.
I mean, I don't a lot, but like sometimes it comes on TV at 2. So like I
know you're talking about.
I just like pop it on, and it's on in the background like when I'm doing whatever. But so that's what happened today, and I heard him say that, and I'm like, dude, like this team is gonna hang an NL pennant on opening day, and that's like not a big deal to you. They only have like 20 of those.
A lot of people do
maybe
that.
they don't even have that.
Yeah. I mean,
So, like,
not a lot of people do that.
Man, that's wild to me. It's just wild. Woo.
It's honestly not surprising because he just talks out his fucking ass, and I'm not sure he knows anything that he's talking about, like in any of the 4 sports. Like, you can immediately take off the Flyers, right? You can take off the Phillies. He's got so takes on the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the way that they built that team actually for that show, it actually makes sense that they did what they did, because Tyrone can talk about basketball a lot. He's got a lot of insight in basketball. He's got some decent stuff for the Eagles. After that, it's like a disaster. So what do? You bring in a guy who literally played for the Phillies, Ricky Batalco. Now you have a Phillies expert basically sitting in there, and you have Hunter Brody, who literally played hockey. Like, he was in the minor leagues of hockey. So, like, he gets hockey. So who's going to be in there slamming stuff with the Flyers if they ever get to any point where they could even talk about them for 5 seconds?
7-3-2.
Okay. So you got Hunter Brody sitting in there. So, like, building that show the way that they did from the outside, someone who built that actually knows what they're doing. It's not some corporate putting him in the front seat, whatever. That's what they did. They tried to bring in a squad of dudes that all know shit about this individual sports. It's maybe it's gonna work, maybe it's not, but the show in general is oftentimes driven into the ground because of him.
I mean, more times than not. I just he's a hot take artist.
He's
Trying to
shocky. Yeah, he's like shock jockey a little bit.
yeah, he's trying to be Mike Missinelli. It's bro, chill. Just be your fucking self. Chill.
Yeah, and sometimes like I used to like him when he was just chill and he was just himself, but then he starts going hardcore, and it's like, all right, man, I'm out. I'm out.
I think I was either watching it or listening to it, and he was like, hang up on this guy, hang up on this guy. He doesn't know anything. Hang up on him. I'm like, bro, fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
You know what? I do know. Our football team in this city is fucking 8-0.
Oh, but they struggled against the Texans and they still won by a double digits. But they're fucking terrible.
Man, but I'll tell you what. Any like convo that was happening in the stadium that wasn't about the Phillies game, was panicking about the Eagles because they were down. They didn't have a lead. Everybody was fucking worried.
I wouldn't have been mad if they lost to the Texans.
It's an AFC game.
Exactly. People need to like look at everything with like a glass half full, maybe a little bit. Fucking chill. They're not going to win them all.
Well, they should start getting some credit in the power rankings, right, Kenny?
Oh my god, fuck that guy. I don't.
So there was this really fun debate that we had on Twitter with a guy about, because, honestly, I've been seeing power rankings for the past 3 weeks where the Eagles are either third or fourth or second, almost never first. And even just by the nature of the fact that they are undefeated and don't have any major injuries on their team, probably should make them number one in your power rankings, regardless of like who is playing quarterback on any of the other teams. And it's asinine, to be honest, that wasn't happening. But anyway, the guy was like, "Yeah, you found one ranking where they weren't ranked number one, and like you don't even know who this guy is." Whatever. They weren't being ranked number one. Okay?
His argument was, and so this is our problem, is like we never really know who's running the pod Twitter at the same time. So
yeah, we're both logged in. We're both logged
Yeah.
into the pod Twitter on our phones, so it's like,
So a lot of
we
times
both
I'll bow
respond.
out and then just go on my personal. But I gave him. He was like, "Oh, this person that you gave us, we don't even know who this guy is." I gave him ESPN's ranking from week 9.
Right, and when they were number 2, right?
Yeah, and he could not. He could not. He could not understand. Jesus Christ, the Democrats swept PA. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's normal. Why are you so surprised about that?
I didn't think that it would go this way.
Well, that's how it is in PA. PA is blue.
Blue?
Blue.
So we'll know about Shapiro. Oh my God, Fetterman.
Shapiro is
Fetterman
going to be a dunk.
Absolutely dismantled Oz.
Yeah, Fetterman and Shapiro are both going to be dunks.
Well, I knew Shapiro was. No one was going for that fucking lunatic, dude. That dude. Listen, not to make this thing political in any way,
Yeah,
but
let's not.
that dude looks like every villain in every fucking movie I've ever seen in my time. Mastriano or whatever.
Him and Fetterman could be a good villain pair, actually.
Oh yeah, the fucking Super Mario fucking villains.
Yeah, that actually would go pretty.
Anyway,
good.
sorry about that. I had to.
A little election day news for you on this Philly Sports Love and Pain podcast.
So the only thing they haven't called yet is Shapiro, but I'm pretty sure we know what that answer is going to be.
So, Kenny,
Yes.
you saw some of the game Thursday.
Yes, I did.
What was your standout?
Miles Sanders
Oh my god. So
Yeah,
like, all right, now that you've paused us here, what are we gonna do about this?
you can't sign him. You can't. You can't. You absolutely cannot. You can't. I'll say it again. You
Ugh.
cannot sign Miles Sanders. You can't. You want me to do it again? You can't.
it's it almost sounds like I'm rewinding you.
I got one more for you. They can't fucking sign him because here's the thing. Okay, so he's
Well,
had
the
injuries.
list. Let's start with the list of people that are fucking free agents next year.
Well, I don't know. Do you know it? I don't.
It's like miles. It's like 20 fucking
Yeah.
guys.
So here's the deal. He's been injured, awfully injured, right? You could argue that he's injury prone. Okay, this year, not at all. Easily, guys. We're week what 8? Week 8.
Not well. No, they played 8 games, so they're not. They're week 9.
He's gonna have 1,000 yards before week 11,
They're into
probably.
week 10.
Yeah, he's gonna have 1,000 yards within the next 2 games. He's gonna command a good amount of money. And listen, all this shit, the only way I see it fitting is he's gonna want his money. So the only way he's not gonna want his money is if they have some heartbreaking loss in the Super Bowl and maybe he'll sign a 1-year deal for a lucrative kind of situation, which the Eagles probably won't fucking do. So I put the signing of Miles Sanders at like 2%. It's just not gonna fucking happen. It just
Two.
it can't, and you got to pay Hurts. You're gonna have to pay Hurts. It doesn't even matter. The only way you don't pay Hurts is if they lose the rest of the games, the rest of the season, and they're not.
I don't see how you do. Right?
You can't.
Ah. How do you walk away from a guy like that?
Very simply, Hurts.
Oh man, it's just I know I don't know. It's just scary to have to start mortgaging other places.
Though I
You
mean, they're
know?
gonna free up some cap space because Cox is done. He's not getting re-signed. Brandon Graham's probably done, even though he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't think they can sign Hargrave either.
Oh man, see, like you're really going deep now, like on the guys they're gonna be gone.
But am I wrong?
I don't think so.
They're pretty set up in wide receiver. You don't have to worry about that because AJ Brown signed, Smith's still signed. You lose Watkins. I think he's on a 2-year deal or something like that. Then next year you got to sign dude. You got to sign Bradbury. You got to sign Slay if you're going to extend them. You can't extend both. You know, I don't know where you're getting money from. I really don't. You got to replace Jason Kelsey probably. I would think he would retire if they won the Super Bowl. I really do think that.
So do you think
Which
that they extend Jalen Hurts, or they like sign him a new contract after this season, even though he has one more year left on his deal?
yes, and do I think that they're trying to work on that right now? I absolutely fucking think they're trying to work on that right now.
Yeah.
And the smart bet is to get it fucking done right now. If you can. Because then you know what money you have left. There's no, you have two. You saw the list. I mean, the list is fucking massive. I've
Yeah.
never seen that list that big before, honestly. I'm not even just saying that to like fucking hype up the podcast. The list is like your Christmas list in '97 when you were 7 years old and you realized Pokemon cards were cool. The shit's just who they owe money to is just. I mean, he'll figure a way. I think he'll sign most of that list, but I think Miles Sanders is your number one casualty. He looks good though, man. He looks so fucking good. He
Well,
looks
you know
good.
what else? You got Gardner Johnson. He's unrestricted.
Gotta sign him.
Marcus Epps unrestricted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's kind of
not going
falling
to
down.
command. Well, he's not going to command a lot of money anyway, so he might
He
stay.
looked terrible on Thursday.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Oh yeah, like he looked like the Marcus Epps where you were like, is he gonna flash? Is he gonna do it? And I'm hoping it's just like a one-off situation, but he looked rough. I mean, honestly, aren't their linebackers all not signed?
Quinn. No, all the linebackers are signed.
Okay, so they're good.
Yeah.
And honestly, you could probably upgrade in the linebacker department. They're
Actually,
good.
I'm not sure what's going on this because Kazir White and T.J. Edwards are both like they have like some weird like shit going on in their salaries. They don't have like, but it doesn't say they're unrestricted free agents, so I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think your two biggest casualties next year are going to be Hargraves and Sanders.
Hmm.
Gone.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. They got a lot of money tied up in Milata too.
And he had a tough game. He did not look very good.
See, and
Now,
this is the kind of
now
thing like where I
granted,
think, man, I
the
think
play
they might start looking though. They might start looking shuffle like guys like that and like how he looks at numbers, dude. Like
yeah.
it's gonna come down to numbers. Unfortunately, there's gonna be moves that are gonna have to be made in order for them to sign Hurts to the right contract, and I guess they're drafting a running back second round or with the second first round pick.
And that's why I was very glad that we didn't trade for Kamara.
Do you go O line running back in the first round?
Well, I mean, what's your assumption here? You're saying Cam Jurgensen, Cam Jurgen, your meat is going to take center over?
I'm just saying you got to draft an O lineman, right? Like if, I mean,
You could probably take whatever the fuck you want with the Saints pick. Probably a value pick there. I think honestly, I think I'm taking best available on the board.
okay.
Maybe not a running back. I mean, I would avoid the running back like the fucking plague.
But if you're not signing,
Where's the money
I
going to
guess you
come
could
from?
look. All right. I guess you could look free agency and you could piecemeal it to going down the rabbit hole of not having a real running back. And this team needs a real running back. It's an RPO offense. I don't know, man.
Show me the money.
It makes me nervous. It does.
I get it.
It does. But they're 8-0, and you wouldn't know it because
No.
all people do is try to poke holes in them and try to talk about who's better than them, and
Well,
maybe
by the
why,
lot.
why why are we talking about the Vikings being better than them? They fucking literally beat them.
Although I'm a huge advocate of saying that week 2 means nothing. It means nothing.
That's fine then. But does it mean anything to be 8-0 then? No.
No, I know what you're saying, but the Vikings are a pretty good fucking team, and they scare me. And I don't want to hear this.
They are good.
Prime
And
time.
Kirk Cousins is good, dude.
I've been saying that for however long he's been in the league.
He's just a good quarterback.
He's
and
a
Justin
good
Jefferson is
fucking
nasty.
quarterback. Yeah,
Justin Jefferson,
And-
like
would it surprise you in the NFC Championship game that Justin Jefferson burns the Eagles to the ground and we all have to spit in Rager's face as he runs off the field? No.
I mean, no, things like that happen here all the time.
Well, apparently we threw batteries at Santa, so that's
ice
another
ball
thing.
and ice balls.
If you don't,
If you're
know
gonna
what the-
come, to the plate, haha, with fucking trash talk, you Houston fans, you fucking dicks. At least do some research before you do it. We had this guy in our mentions talking about us throwing. First of all, which I wasn't really available to throw anything at Santa Claus back in those days, but throwing batteries at Santa Claus, and then he said, and then just bullshit, inaccurate. I guess attempts to dunk on Philly fans. I don't know. There's been a lot of back and forth with those cheaters in Houston, and they don't appreciate the being called out. What do you want? You cheated in 2017 and you got caught.
Ooh, but the Phillies cheated
But the
in
Phillies cheated too.
in 1899. If you're bringing stats up from 1899, guys, think about what you're saying out loud. 1899.
It was actually kind of funny. That like some of their fans were literally spending time looking for Philly fans on Twitter.
Yeah, from 1899. Good luck. Dig them up.
Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Go celebrate the World Series. You guys finally won one for real.
Maybe. The
Go,
jury's still out.
go celebrate.
So not much Eagles to talk about, mostly because the Phillies clogged it with the World Series. Honestly, that's the way it is. I had it on. I couldn't watch it because my brother's a fucking lunatic. I did notice that Marcus Epps looked kind of shitty. Mulata looked fucking shitty, and I think it was Hughes is his name for the Texans. I don't know if he's the linebacker or the DN. That dude's a fucking baller. He's very, very good. So like that was insane to me. The corners kind of got beat up a little bit. I'm not worried about that. What else? Linebackers looked okay. Miles Sanders looked really fucking good. Jalen Hurts looked really fucking good. And mind you, this is me watching 3 minutes altogether if you really think about how much play time you've seen. Oh,
Yeah.
and Goddard is a legitimate top 3 tight end. I don't care what anyone says. He is fucking legit.
I love Goddard.
Thank you. And moving on from Zach Ertz was the right decision. And again, Howie just doesn't fucking miss right now.
Right now, he's in the zone right now. So let's ride this wave. Seriously.
Yeah.
My God.
If they win a Super Bowl, I mean, there's got to be fucking talk, right? We won it in 18, won it in 22. That's pretty fucking good.
Are we? What talk about what? Where are you going here?
World's greatest GM of all time. If people don't want to say it, I'll fucking say it.
If I could do a reenactment of the Blinky guy gif, that was it right there.
You know what the most underrated move he's made in the last?
Oh my God.
What do you think I'm going to say?
No, I don't even know. Just because there's so many. There's so many.
It's trading for fucking Gardner Johnson. And what did we give up for that? Seriously.
Like nothing.
A 7th round pick? And we still have their fucking pick and they keep losing. So I mean it's fucking Jesus Christ. The dude's a wizard, but that Gardner Johnson has 5 straight picks. Think about that, bro. 5 straight picks.
Oh, you're right. I forgot he had one this week. Oh my God.
He's fucking good. So, listen, I am optimistically cautious that I'm on the hype train and I'm like holding on for dear life because I really think that this team is special. But I know enough to know that they'll hurt us some way.
Well, I know Sipas had another game of no punts inside the 20.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing, right? So like, and Brandon Covey, can we or Brittany, whatever, whatever his name is, done with this fucking project? Okay,
his punt returns are
get a fucking athlete back there, please.
I mean, you gotta go with what you got, right?
Yeah, you got to put Quez Watkins back there because I'll tell you what, he's not doing much on the offensive side. So let's get the guy the ball in his hands so he can make a play.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Greg Ward, he's still on the practice squad, right?
Yeah.
Put him in the fucking They put Devontae Smith back there for one play. I don't know what happened. Covey might have been hurt or whatever.
He did it again.
Yeah, I'm fucking done with this guy. And that's the thing. What I was trying to say before I thought about Covey was, that's the thing with Sipas. Like he'll give you 4 or 5 like really good fucking games, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe he's changed, and then he'll give you duds.
Man, I'll tell you what hasn't changed though. Like just turnovers. Like they did have a little bit of a sloppier performance this week. But they're
I expect that shit. And like, here's the thing. Roger Goodell, if you're listening, which I know you are, because you've DM'd us and told us we're your biggest favorite podcast of all time. Thursday Night Football is not good for the brand.
Well, it can be. They just don't. They don't try to make it good. Like, why would you I think part of the problem is I think this is a rule. I think every team has to play on Thursday Night Football.
In a year?
Yeah, I think every team plays on Thursday because to make it equal that like that span where you have off either extra or less time to make it happen to everyone. I think everyone has to play a game on Thursday, and I think they count Thanksgiving in that. So the six squads that play on Thursday Thanksgiving, I think those teams do not play any other Thursday night game for the rest of the year, and I think that the math works out where every team can play on Thursday Night Football, and I think that is accurate. But that being said, that doesn't mean that all the matchups have to be fucking terrible.
Dave, it's not fair to the professional athletes and their bodies.
Well, then cancel it. Then cancel Thursday Night Football.
I mean, how many days do you need for rest and recovery, right? Like, I don't know that answer.
I don't know. I don't know.
It seemed to be Sunday to Sunday.
They seemed cool with adding it to the fucking the players. The union fucking agreed to it.
Yeah, I mean, what did they get on the back end of it, though?
Hopefully, like CTE protection or something. Huh. I don't know.
Veggie soup.
Thursday Night Football has been atrocious, and if you're Amazon, you got to be questioning that decision.
No, you don't have to question anything because people are still fucking watching it.
That's true. That's a good point.
It doesn't really fucking make a difference. I mean, maybe you're not rating as much money towards the back end of these games, the fourth quarter, third quarter, because the shit's a fucking blowout. But for the most part, it's worth every fucking red cent. That's not the problem. I don't know. Take a poll. Ask 100 fucking diehard fucking fans. You know, like
what if they want Thursday?
Yeah, I don't know the fucking answer. I certainly could give a shit if we had Thursday Night Football. I fucking
so you
hate
don't
it.
like it. You don't like it.
No, dude. When have you? I don't like anything. This is gonna be 3 straight weeks of the Eagles games are fucked for me. Sunday, I was there for the Steelers game. Thursday, couldn't watch. Fucking Thursday and the Phillies, and I'm going to the game on Monday now because I got tickets for free. So like, what am I supposed to do? Say no? No, you go.
Yeah, you go for sure. You go.
So like, that sucks, cock.
Cox.
Hopefully, maybe he'll fucking play well. So now that's 3 weeks that I've been disrupted.
They all better play well, or their fucking Heineke's gonna be the fucking Grim Reaper.
I think they lose.
I really think they can.
I think they can, and I think they're gonna lose.
It's not a good game to lose, to be honest. I mean, you obviously it's a double whammy because if they're in the NFC and they're in your division, so you really don't want to lose this weekend. And like, this is the problem with being undefeated. Like, you look at every week and you're like, well, you can't fucking lose this one. Oh, you can't lose this one. They're gonna lose a game. I mean, I guess they're not, like, it's not guaranteed, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they're probably gonna lose a game, and you just don't want it to be this one. and they know that. They know that the Commanders are in their division. They know how important this game is. But I don't know.
I have a bigger issue than the Commanders. What am I doing Christmas Eve?
I know, dude. Christmas Eve is not good.
Why is that game so fucking early? Why would they do that? Why?
I mean, it's actually better that it's early, right?
No. Because at least if it's the late game, I can establish where I need to establish with the family.
It's dinner time.
No, it's not, bitch.
Yes, it is, dude. The Eagles Cowboys game is at 4:30.
4:30. Okay.
That's right? Dinner time. What are you in fucking Spain?
Do you listen? Let me tell you how fucked up this family dynamic is. All right, my mom does this shit at like fucking noon. It's impossible for me to navigate this, and I don't know. Gonna make some people mad. Is it in Dallas or is it? Yeah, it is in Dallas, right?
It is because they already came here.
I kind of want to just buy tickets and go.
So you're out of everything.
Yeah, like, I don't know what to do. It's terrible timing. Guess you could watch. I guess you watch the first half at. I guess we're gonna watch the first half of my parents and then go to theirs. I don't fucking know.
Well, I don't know.
It's
My Christmas Eve is all right, so I'll be fine.
fuck you.
um, but no, I going back to this week. I hate to be this guy, and I hate to be like, you know, on this train, but I just have a feeling with this game. It's hard to explain. There's no reason for it. It's not a trap game. They play the Colts next week. If anything, then the Colts game is one that they could possibly lose, but or should, like, if you look at the schedule, like that's what you would think. But I just am worried that Heineke's getting some not swag, but like he's getting his feet under him, and you know they already beat the Commanders once this year. We were there, and rarely do you sweep the division. Like all these things are going through my head.
Can they go back to Carson Wentz?
Not this week.
No.
Oh, just ever?
Yeah.
There's literally no reason to at this point.
They did that season ticket thing, and that had me like floored. That they had the season ticket fucking thing up, and it was Haneke or whatever the fuck his name is over Wentz.
Yeah, the campaign.
Yeah, like woof. I don't like this week.
I don't think you can go back to Wentz if Heineke's winning. I mean, if they lose, then maybe you can go back. Do you want to go back? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, at this point,
if they lose,
they're the same guy. They're the same guy to me.
If they lose, though, it's easier to go back to Wentz. But if they are winning,
if they win this weekend, if the Commanders come into Philly and win, Heineke is not getting benched.
I agree.
So will that happen? Can that happen? Two different questions. Can that happen? Absolutely. Should that happen? No, they're 11-point underdogs. So, you come into Philly and you upset the team. That's a massive, massive loss. If you're the Eagles, and you lose this game, it's a really bad loss, right?
Yeah,
like it's a bad loss. So
it wouldn't be a bad loss if it wasn't a division game.
Exactly. Next week is different story. You play the Colts. Big fucking deal. It's an AFC squad. They suck. It's not going to matter. It's a road game. Whatever. Hang whatever reason on it you want to. This one is the one you really don't want to lose.
Honestly,
I think the guys know that though.
Honestly, though, they can't lose to Jeff Saturday and whatever that Ellinger or however you say that.
Sam Ellinger. What's wrong with Jeff Saturday? I like him.
You broke up. What?
What's wrong with Saturday?
Wait, is this for real?
What's wrong with him?
You can't. What are they doing? You can't put a guy in there that has no fucking coaching experience. It's weird to me. It's a move from Jim Irsay to try to save the fucking franchise because people are getting really restless over there. Rightfully so. Because they've been a quarterback away for a while. Ever since Andrew Luck fucked them.
Man, he really did. He really did.
Good on him.
Yeah, he saved his head.
One person wants to.
So, I don't know. They could lose. Just keep it open. Just hope that they don't get into some bullshit. It's also going to be cold as fuck. So we're going to find out now, what's up
why you keep saying that?
What do you want me to say? It's not going to be cold when it is?
Yes.
It's going to be in the fucking 30s.
29. That's fucking great titties.
Yeah. We're going to find out, what this team's like in the cold weather. We haven't seen that yet. They're going to
I'm not even buying that shit.
What?
I'm not buying it. I refuse.
Buying what?
I'm not buying this. Ooh, how the team looks in cold weather. They're going to be fucking fine in cold weather. I'm not buying it. I refuse.
Okay, literally your hands work differently in the fucking cold. They do. I'm not saying that they're gonna suck in the cold weather. I'm saying we're gonna find out what they are in the cold weather. That's what I'm
I ain't
saying.
focused on that. What I am focused on
It's a
is
factor. It's a factor, dude.
maybe we should be like the Snow the Goalie podcast where they're just fucking ruthless to each other. I just don't think it matters. It just literally means
I
nothing.
don't see how you can say it doesn't matter. That's fucking insane.
Because everyone on the team has played in the cold. Who on that team is not used to it? Maybe some rookies?
I don't know.
Who gives a fuck?
Was it cold in Tennessee?
It actually was. Not always, but it was.
It wasn't 29.
Yeah, I'm not just fucking. Listen, if AJ Brown shrivels up because it's cold, I'll sacrifice one of my dogs live on the podcast. It's just not gonna happen,
Dude, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we like it's a different situation. Is all I'm saying.
Worry about me in the cold. Don't worry about the
It's
Eagles in the
it's a
cold.
factor. It's a factor.
Fucking fact these fucking nuts.
All right. Anyway,
And
what were you gonna say?
it's a fact that 9/11 was an inside job, but we don't talk about that enough, do we? But you
Are we
want to talk
done?
about cold fucking hands?
Are we done here?
Yeah, fucking run it.
No, you need to do. We need to do some picks. And we didn't really get to the Flyers. We talked a lot about the Phillies.
It's still too early for the Flyers.
The Flyers are literally that meme of the girl on the bed. Like, that's literally what they are right now.
Well, you have fucking Carter Hart looking like the best goalie in the NHL.
Kinda hot.
Yeah, we're not ready yet. Soon. Very soon.
I'm peeking on them. I'm looking at them. I do click in there on them. It has happened. So they are getting my attention, and I fucking knew this would happen. I knew this would happen.
All right, yeah, but let's see what they look like in 20 games.
So, last week was an abysmal performance.
Yeah, you're welcome.
For Kenny. It was bad. The week where we tell everybody to start taking the pod parlay, and it did not pan out. Kenny went 1-4.
Thank you.
1-4. He lost the Eagles. He lost the Packers. You lost the Vikings. You lost the Dolphins. And you won Tampa Bay by a hook.
Which, I mean, honestly, though, like.
And that was a nasty fucking drive in that Tampa Bay game.
Fucking Packers. It's fucking dog shit franchise right now.
They're bad, dude. The Packers are bad.
Yep.
And that's another one. Like, they can't lose that.
No.
They can. They shouldn't, I guess is what I should start saying.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, what do we got?
Give it to me. Let's go. So, pick the Eagles first. Or, no, how about we both pick the Eagles last? How about that?
Okay, so I want the Flyers tomorrow.
No. What?
What? Oh, now I can't do the Flyers. You're allowed to fucking bet Penn State, but I.
Oh my God! No, because betting money lines is not the same thing as betting fucking football.
Give me 1.5. Give me 1.5 on the Flyers.
Thursday night.
Yes.
You're taking Flyers minus 1.5.
Yes.
At Columbus.
Yes, they're fucking 3-9 in a 5-game losing streak. They're terrible.
All right.
Fuck you.
Flyers minus 1.5. You heard it here. Pound it.
Give me the Sixers against the Hawks.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding about the Sixers. All right. Falcons -3. I'm going back to the Falcons. They got to win that game. They want to win the division. It's Thursday Night Football in Carolina. They got to win that game.
Falcons are playing the
Panthers
in Carolina.
Titans -3.
Titans are for real.
Yeah, they're scary. Although they're a one-trick pony. So if you stop Derrick Henry, you probably win that game.
When the pony is a Clydesdale, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Did you see them any of that game?
Yeah, I actually did.
Like Malik actually looked like he's got some skill, but you know what else is weird?
He
He
can't throw the
doesn't.
fucking ball.
No, he can throw the ball. He doesn't look athletic to me
Really?
on the field. Like he didn't look. He didn't look like he could make moves like Hurts
Yeah.
or any of the like Kyler Murray or like any of the dual like Josh Allen. Like he didn't have that like that quick step. I don't know. It just he looked a little bit lumbery to me.
All right, shut the fuck up and let me finish.
All right,
Minus
whatever.
5 Cowboys, minus 3.5 Rams.
Wait. -5 Cowboys. Rams -3.5.
Yeah, you know the funny thing about the Rams is they're gonna win the divisional games. You know what I mean? And they're gonna get in because they're gonna win the division, and then they're gonna make noise. It's exactly what's gonna happen here.
Probably. Yeah,
And
that
the
sounds about right.
Eagles, I'm taking the Commanders plus 11.
How many picks? You gave me too many, didn't you?
No,
Yes, you did. You gave me 5 because you gave me the fucking stupid Flyers pick.
what? What do you mean? I gave you 5? I gave you 5 with the Eagles,
No, you didn't. You gave me the Flyers, the
Falcons,
Falcons, the
Tons.
Titans, the Cowboys, and the Rams. That's 5.
All right, take the Cowboys out. I want the Flyers.
Okay. Cowboys are out, and you're taking Commanders plus the 11. I too am taking the Commanders plus the 11. I think that part of it is that the spreads are getting a little bit away from the Eagles.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I'm taking Penn State this weekend, who looked pretty good. Ha ha. All of a
Yeah,
sudden,
I don't care. Clifford's still playing. I don't want to talk about him.
you did say that you will not talk about them as long as Clifford is playing. I knew that they would kill Indiana, and they did. So I like Penn State -10 at home against Maryland. I'm also taking Tennessee at home um, on a bounce back game. Minus, my watch is talking to me. -20.5. Tennessee at home. I got 2 more. Let's see. I'm going to take Minnesota.
Bills?
No Josh Allen.
Oh, is he out?
Not officially.
Who's the backup there?
It's not official. But I think that the early word was that he may have a similar issue to Bryce Harper.
I would rather play the Bills if we got that far than the Kansas City Chiefs. Just let me know.
Isn't their backup Case Keenum?
Is it? Yeah, it
I think
is.
it-
Yeah, you're right. That's not a
Yeah.
bad backup for a game or two, honestly.
Yeah, no, I agree. And my last pick is going to be the Rams -3. I think you told me 3.5 earlier. I'm seeing 3 over here, so I'll give you 3. Rams -3. That's my last pick. So we have a couple picks that are the same, but hey, that helps with the parlay. So we'll play the pod parlay, and
You ready
Yeah.
for Montgomery County Fetterman versus Oz?
what are you talking about? Percentages?
Yeah, you're right. Montgomery County. That's where I live.
Is it 100% reported?
Hold on, I can't. It looks like about 50%, but Montgomery County is always this fucking slammed up.
Yeah. Well, this area, Philly, Bucks, Chester, Montgomery, Delaware, they're always like pretty hardcore.
Bro, but this is a lot. It's hold on.
If it's only 50% reported though.
Yeah, 83% for Fetterman, 17% for Oz. In Montgomery County, that's crazy. It's not even close. Let's
Is
fuck
it
over.
crazy? Is it
It's
crazy?
blue. Blue wave.
Blue wave. Woo. No politics on this podcast. So we came 2 wins from the World Series. It was a great season. I at the very beginning of this season predicted that the Phillies, would win 90 games and
Didn't happen.
play in October, and they won 87.
Not good enough.
But they played in October, and I was not wrong about that. And my motto all season for the Phillies was, "This team is different."
It's a shame they weren't different enough to lift the trophy.
But they're different. They are different, and they brought baseball back to Philly.
They did, and I'm very thankful for that because I could
love
not
it.
endure another fucking Sixers season.
But the Eagles are 8-0. They
8-0.
look to 9-0. We'll see. Kenny will be in attendance, freezing his balls off.
I'm on a no drinking hiatus too.
So it'll be sober and cold.
Oh, I got my pen in, by the way.
Probably drinking out of one of those nice souvenir cups, which I did get, by the way, at the World Series.
Yeah, smart.
Gotta get it.
I should have told you to buy me one. Fuck.
I'm a cup whore, man.
I got my pen in, by the way.
Yeah.
No problems.
Interesting.
So just so for future reference, I don't think it's gonna be an issue.
No problems. Okay.
No, I literally walked through the thing, and it's it looks like a key fob, but there must not be much metal in this thing. I walked through the thing, and he was like, this guy was like, like the head of security was like, no vapes, no outside food, and I literally had like a fucking bag of hoagies and a fucking vape.
You walked in with a bag of hoagies?
Fuck yeah, man. Chrissy and I are balling on a budget. You think that truck is free?
Hey, let's go. I'm all about it.
Deer set my fucking financials back.
Listen, man, can of corn was like $2.25 today at the grocery store. I almost fell over.
We'll get used to it because this is they're not gonna go back. They're not gonna be like, oh, you guys were paying 79 cents before. Yeah, you can have it again. This is it. This is the new norm.
Oh man,
Strap in.
I hope that's not true, but yeah, let's go. Great season, Phils. Love you. Can't wait till March. Birds 9-0, maybe. We'll see.
Flyers are on the horizon. Sixers can lick these motherfucking scuzzy nuts.
All right, let's go.
Scuzz
Love
nuts.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Scuzz nuts.
Yeah, goodbye. It's over.
Scuzzy, scuzz.